So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? I've been seeing comments and Facebook messages and tweets and stuff, people asking where the reviews at. Now, I've been real busy between, finals coming up, which are coming up in next week, and I've been really just trying to chill out and really study on these finals that are coming up, and then plus work has been killing me with these hours it's giving me. I'm getting home at like 11, like 12 o'clock in the night, so it's hard for me to, make a video coming home from that. I used to be like coming home from 10, which is fine, but now like adding all these extra hours, I'm working straight like 8-9 hours. I'm like, I just want to relax. But, I just want to give you guys a review of a mixtape that I like that just came out a few weeks ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you didn't read the title, you just clicked on the video. I'm talking about Joe Budden's new mixtape he just dropped. Now, it's not a mood music, but it has songs that you would consider being mood music and songs that you would just consider just Joe Budden being Joe Budden. Now, on this one, I gotta say, on this mixtape that he has a loose quarter, he brought in a new sound. With the new production he has on this, not working with the normal producers that he has worked with on his past, you could say mixtapes, albums if you want to, you hear it in the whole thing. And basically one thing that came into my mind when I was hearing this, was this is what Joe Budden sounds like when he's in a good position, everything's going good, the girl that he's with is, everything's going good, you kind of hear it and understand it throughout this mixtape. His whole deal of through music is working good. He has an album coming out next month in January. The whole Slaughterhouse thing is doing good. He signed to Eminem. So Joe Budden is in a good space, and that's what I felt like I got from this album. You got Joe Budden when he's at his best compared to his past works when you kind of got him when he was at his worst, which I kind of liked. But, this one, it didn't down me. It didn't make me feel like, this is bad. Turn this off. I want that straight mood music, whatever you want to call it, suggested as. This mixtape to me has to be in my tops. From, let's say, the song More of Me, where he takes the hook from All of Me, him and E-Manny, they take the hook from it, and they basically, you could say refit it or fit it towards this song, which I liked. And how Joe Budden, the second verse, he goes in about, talking about his girl and how, her mom didn't like her, her pops got like life in prison, and a bunch of things. Like Joe Budden goes deep in a lot of these songs, which I really like this mixtape for. Him just going deep into, knowing things about his girl that which you don't really know about, where all you see is Instagram pictures and little things like that, which I really liked. And I liked his song that he had called Off to the Races, which it basically tied into Mood Music 4.5 when he was talking about dreams, all those songs that reflected on his past relationship when, I don't know the girl's name, I completely forgot it, but the last girl he was with, where they had like a bad turnout and she went and dated like a football player, or cheated on Joe Budden with the football player, thinking everything would be better with him. And you kind of hear it in Off to the Races, Joe Budden, says like he's happy with it and stuff like this. And really a lot of things on this mixtape I can't really hate on or down on. The only nitpick I have is there wasn't as much mood or any type of really high emotions in this, which, like I said, it's not really a big disappointment, but it's kind of what I was kind of looking forward to a little bit more. But I understand that this isn't a mood music mixtape or album, so you wouldn't get those real deep emotion, aggressive Joe, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to label it as you would as his past works, where you have songs like So Good and So Hard on this, less type of mood songs, more songs that you just listen to. And so with that being said, I'm gonna hop into my top 3 songs after giving you guys some things that I really liked about this mixtape. Nothing I would really change about it. Ab Soul feature was on it, was hot. Some of the people that I'm not really fans of, like the guy Too So Surf, which I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he was off Through My Eyes or something like that. The track with Ab Soul was hot. So with enough for that, let me just get into my top 3 songs that I was feeling off of this mixtape. So my top 3 songs would have to be What Y'all Want, Momma Said, and also More of Me. I really like this mixtape. I gotta give it, I'm feeling, let's say, it's in between, an 8.5, 9. I'm kind of iffy. It's a good mixtape, I'm feeling a 9. I'm kind of swaying to the point that it's a 9. Just my personal opinion. I really like this, me being a Joe Budden fan for a long time now. You know, I can't really down anything. I'm looking forward to his album. You know, hoping it's not as commercial or whatever you want to put it or call it as Slaughterhouse's was. You know, something a little bit different. I know the single he had with Wayne and some other guy, I think it was Tank. You know, I'm hoping that's not what we're going to be expecting or seeing a lot more of on that album. But with that being said, check out the mixtape. I'll be sure to put the link for you to go download the mixtape down there, so check it out. Joe Budden, you know, probably at his finest of this year, that you have got a pretty good body of work. Like always, his last work was Mood Music 4.5. 4 after that, you know, 3. The list goes on with his mixtapes that he has dropped and the albums that he has put out and all that other stuff. So enough of that. I'm done talking. Tell me your thoughts if you have heard this mixtape, you know, and all the other stuff. After these finals and you know, after my work schedule starts going down and I can actually make videos on the regular like I normally do, you know, you'll get them. So with that being said, I'm out. Peace.